Welcome to the lowest mortgage payment in Canada. I'm Robert Klein. So how I got or figured out the lowest mortgage payment in Canada was not so much as a mortgage broker, but actually as a real estate investor. When I first started investing in Winnipeg, I started with 20% down. I didn't know any different. Then over time I learned about 10% down. Then I found out I could do 5% down. Then I learned about 2% down. And then I learned about 2% down plus 10% improvements, which meant was if I bought a $100,000 property, I was allowed to get access to $10,000 worth of, or 10% of the value of the property to fix up the property. Then I went from that to 2% down plus 35% improvements. And everything was going good until April 19th, 2010. And CMHC came in and changed all the rules, and they pretty much eliminated most of the rental programs allowed. And when that happened, it forced me to go to conventional financing, which meant I had to now come up with 20% down. And in doing so, by talking to a bunch of banks, because I was never really focused on that, I ended up learning how to get the lowest mortgage payment in Canada. So right now I'm going to explain that. All right, so we have a $300,000 mortgage. Now, usually there's usually two types of mortgages that we get. First is a fixed. So today, fixed could be about 3.6% on $300,000. We are looking at, so 300,000 would have zero future value. The interest will be 3.6%, but I need it in a monthly format. 35-year amortization, but in months it's 420 months. So calculate our monthly payment. $1,257 a month. Now, in a mortgage, if we break that up, it's interest and principal payment. So out of that $1,257 a month, what I would like to know is how much of that goes to interest and how much goes to principal. So 300,000 times 0.036 divided by 12 is $900 a month. Do some quick math, use my brain. 1257 minus 900 will give us 357 goes to principal. Okay. If we got a variable rate, so today the lowest variable that I know of is a prime minus 0.7. So prime today is 3%. So if you minus 0.7%, we're looking at a rate of 2.3%. So what's our mortgage on that? So let's go again. $300,000 is how much we owe. We would like to have nothing owing at the end. We have a 2.3% interest rate and 35 years to pay it off, and our monthly payment is $1,040 a month. Again, let's do some quick calculation. The interest on that, if we have a $300,000 mortgage, 0.023 divided by 12 months, that's $575 a month to go to our interest. The difference, let's just minus 1,040 from that, is our principal. Or $465 a month goes to principal. All right. So in both these types of programs, we always pay our interest, we always pay our principal, and everything is good. Now, some people might have heard of a line of credit. Now, line of credits give us the option of only paying the interest. And today, most line of credits are issued at prime plus 1, but the lowest one that I know of is prime plus 0.5. So if prime is 3%, at a half, we are at a line of credit rate of 3.5%. Now, the minimum payment for this is only the interest. So how we calculate that is take 300,000 times it by 0.035. So 10,500 a year in interest divided by 12. That would be the minimum payment. So the payment would be $875. The interest would be $875 a month here, and the principal would be 0. Now, the lowest mortgage available in Canada is neither of these three. It's called a variable with a principal kickback. And it's issued at the best one. There's only a couple banks that do this, but they're at prime minus 0.6, and you can get 2.4%. So 3 minus 0.6. So what is our amount that what's our payment? So that's going to be $300,000. What we owe, we won't have zero at the end. We are at 2.4%. I need it in a monthly interest, so 0.2, so I store that. 35-year amortization, but I need it in months, so 420 months. Now I'm going to calculate my monthly cost, and it's $1,056 a month. Now, if we find out what our interest cost is on that, so we have 300,000. Oops. 300,000 times 0.024. $7,200 a month. I'm sorry, $7,200 a year divided by 12. $600 a month. Do some quick math. 1056 minus 600 is $456 a month. Goes to the principal. Immediately, when we pay the $1,056 a month and $600 goes to interest and $456 goes to principal, in this program, the bank will immediately return us the $456 a month in principal. Just give it back to us. That means our net payment becomes $600 a month. So that's the lowest mortgage payment in Canada. It's a variable mortgage with a principal kickback. Obviously, this program gives you a lot more options. It gives you the option of just paying the minimum interest at the lowest rate up to almost any amount that you want after that. So if you want to find out what your lowest mortgage payment is, put your information to the right and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.